Hi, I'm Al, and this is a video. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to more Drone Dash. Today, we are taking a look at my next Awedsy demon. For those of you who... Why is this about to fall off? Holy shit. I need to get this fixed. Holy crap. Okay, there we go. So today we are going to be checking out my next main list extreme demon. So for those of you who do not know, I like going through in practice mode and showing you guys and talking a little bit about the extreme demons that I do that are on the harder end of the spectrum. That's just one of the things I like doing because of the fact that, well, they're hard levels. I feel like it's just, I take a long time with them. Therefore, I don't really have a lot of time in my completion videos to like go through what they're about. So I like doing them in these videos. So what we're doing today is we're doing Sync by Awedsy. And as you can see, I have 31 on the actual level and 51 on the LDM. I played the LDM on stream because for some reason this level has like 150,000 objects or something crazy. I don't know how, but for the video we are going through it on this one just so I can like show you guys the full level and show you guys the level and how it looks like normally. So without further ado, subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it. If you like me completing hard stuff and enjoy watching me complete hard stuff that you may have not seen before, subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it. Anyway, so the thing about Sync, in my personal humble opinion, has the single best song used in any extreme demon in this game, and it is so funky, it's so good, and I love it. The gameplay here in the beginning is very hard. Like the first like 30% of this level is to everyone basically the hardest part of the level. That was almost a really good run. Anyway, so yeah, as you can tell, this beginning is just hard. It's one of those things that you get really good at the more you play it though. Like I don't really die too much to the very beginning. The only thing that I really die to is, I'm gonna show you real quick. So I basically get past this ball part like every attempt. I'm not really showing it well here in this practice run. But there we go. This cube part is, to me, probably the hardest part. I find this cube part to be absolutely ridiculous for no reason. It's just a very hard part, and I can't really explain why it's as hard as it is. It's just really hard, especially that blue orb. The blue orb at like 8%. That one right there. This one is absolutely horrendous. It is super hard, and I don't understand why. This is like what kills like 90% of my runs. But this level flows incredibly well. The way that I would explain this level and describe this level to a person who's going to play it is this level is very, very fun. However, the difficulty comes from jank. And what I mean by that is that the level flows incredibly well, but the jank is like, some things in this level are like weirdly specific. And what I mean by weirdly specific is that if you like exit something a different way or like hit something a slightly different way, you'll have to like readjust yourself for the next click. So this level kind of bases on the fact that you are able to do every single part exactly the same every attempt, which is really hard. And as you can see by this, I'm kind of having a hard time here. And then we get to this ball part. This ball part is not too bad. The only hard ball part click is like this click right here. That one is really hard. But other than that, this ball part is like pretty fair. And then the UFO as well, not too bad. This wave part is absolutely insane. To most people, this ball part is like the cock block that like holds you back significantly when it comes to like getting anywhere. This is a very flow-based wave part. You kind of just like do it well from zero. I played this wave way better from zero than I ever do practicing it because you just kind of like do it in a very specific pattern. But yeah, this level is incredibly flow-based, meaning that you just kind of like flow into things very nicely. So practicing this is pretty hard, I will admit, but it's a very good level overall. And as you can see there, you have to like enter this portal, but not hold while entering the portal, and then click the yellow orb. So there are some really finicky things in this. And this level doesn't really give you a lot of leeway. You just kind of like have to do everything exactly the way that it was intended, except for like a couple clicks throughout the level. Yeah, like that. That's not what you're supposed to do, but it's so easy to do because you have to like move upwards there. And because you have to move upwards, it's really easy to just accidentally hit that yellow orb way too early. And then this wave part is, it's interesting to put it that way. I'll give it that much. But it's a weirdly consistent wave. Like, I don't know what it is about this wave, but it just kind of like works a lot of the time. But that's one of the things that I think that's like my main gripe with this level, is the fact that a lot of it just feels like it doesn't work 100% of the time. I think for a lot of levels is like, okay, yeah, some things you are just really hard, so you don't get consistent with them. This level is the opposite, where you get consistent with things, but it just doesn't feel like it works half the time. Like the skill-based stuff in this level works really consistently, like that wave part, the first wave part, and like the ship parts and stuff, they work really well. The issue is stuff like this part, right? Whereas like, it doesn't feel like this should be an issue, right? But it just kind of is. So it's just, this beginning, the first like 34% of this level is absolutely brutal. It just has some awkward stuff. But then we get into this part and the level is a lot more fun. There are, I will admit that there are things past 34 that I do not like. It will be disingenuous of me to not say so. But for the most part, 35 to 100 is really fun. But there are like a couple tiny things that I'm going to point out. Like that blue orb for some reason. That blue orb is like really awkward to hit. I don't know why. And then that click as well just doesn't work half the time, I find. So what I normally do is I go there, right? That's like one of the few things that you can do differently from what it's actually supposed to. But it doesn't feel like it works 100% of the time. And I've died to that before where it just didn't happen from zero, right? And then the thing about this level is that there's a lot of like burst difficulty. And what I mean by burst difficulty is that a lot of this is like very straightforward. It's very consistent. You pass it like all the time, but then you get stuff like this wave right here, right? This wave is absolutely ridiculous. And for no reason really, other than, yeah, let's just make a crazy wave. But then you get to this again, it's like, oh, that's easy. But then it's like that ship with the dip down is like, whoa, that's hard. Also, that click right there, 56, that yellow orb sucks. I hate it. It doesn't work, and I just do not like it. So, like, a lot of this is, like, very trivial. You get the hang of this gameplay really quickly, but then there's, like, a couple parts that are, like, really, really brutal, such as this part. Yeah, that click right there is really bad. This dual ship, I find to be very awkward. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. So basically what you have to do is you have to click this one early, that one early, and the two last one late. So early, late, go over that. And this ship part is just really weird, honestly. Like, I've gotten good at it, sure, but it's just an awkward part, right? It's just an awkward part. It's very easy to just not hold for long enough or hold for too long. Like that was too long. I just held for a little bit too long, and as you can see, I hit the spike here, or you can hold for too little, and you can hit this. It's a very hard part, and it's just, most of the time, the difficulty doesn't feel like it comes from it being hard, but rather just it being weird. Like, the placement of the things are weird, making the gameplay just feel unnatural. Bam, 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 bam. Then we get to this wave. This is where I find the level to become the most fun. I think 60 to 100 is like the best part of the level by far. Like this wave, for instance, is really, really fun and really satisfying. I like it a lot. It's like a good Noble Boy wave, if I can say that. And then we have like a insane Erebus ship. Anyway, yeah, no, this level is really hard. This wave at 70, the 70 wave is like the biggest choke point of the entire level, I find, after the first 30. If you pass this wave, that's basically your sign to, okay, you could possibly beat this level now. There's like a couple clicks past this that are hard. Just full focus, you're gonna beat this. But this wave is like really awkward. It has some really weird patterns. Like, look at this, right? Like, because of the weird structuring with this wave, it's just a really weird wave. And it feels like you have way less space than you actually have. You do have a decent amount of space here, I will admit, because of the 3D. It just makes it seem like it's a lot tighter than it actually is. And then you get into here. This last part is like the definition of it looks hard, but it isn't, but it has like a couple clicks, right? Because there's a lot of like, this is a very specific part. Like this part is very specific all throughout. Like for instance, right here, you have to land on this platform. If you don't land on this platform, you will just hit this top spike. No other way around it. You just have to like perfectly align yourself all the way through. And it just makes everything just really awkward, I find. I don't know how I feel about this ending. Like it's consistent, but at the same time, it's like, kind of, I don't know, it's kind of bad in a way. Because there's just like there's like 3 clicks in this part that are actually like hard. So just these two pink orbs. These two pink orbs are like the death of me. I can't do them for some reason. That wave part is awesome. I love it. It's one of my favorite things. That was one of the things I was the most scared of going into this level. But that wave part is absolutely fantastic. And there's the end. Sink. It's a really cool level. I think this level is very fun overall. It has a couple things that I find rather awkward, but for the most part, this is a very good level with a lot of very good gameplay. This level is really cool. I think it's a very fun level to get runs on, but that with emphasis on get runs. Playing this and trying to get runs on it is slightly annoying because, as I said, it is a very oddly specific level. But overall, I think it's a very fun level. So, I don't know. I might just not end up liking this too much. I don't really know. I can't tell. This is a weird level. Like, there's a lot of really weird things about it, but I think it's a cool level. And yeah, no. Let's try and let that sink in and beat the level in another video. I'm not going to beat it today. However, I am going to try and get a couple runs. Yeah, stuff like that, right? That's one of the things that it should never happen. It's just an awkward part. That's such a funny run, dude. I did 10 to 63, really? Man, I'm just gonna have to like brute force consistency with this. But as you can see, there's just a lot of like small choke points that makes it like kind of annoying. But hey, I'm gonna beat this eventually. It's gonna be fine. Anyway, I'll see you guys around. Each green stay healthy, stay hydrated, take a break, my day better, hope matters a little bit better too. Wish me luck on sync. I'll need it because this level is gonna drive me nuts because I just keep dying to 3 things over and over again. But anyway, take care, everyone. See you all around. Bye-bye.